WFM 91.7.
A beautiful morning to you. Thank you so much for tuning in and joining us this morning on Women Radio WFM 91.7, Nigeria's first radio station for women and their families. This is about 8 minutes after 9. I hope you're doing well today. Today's Tuesday. Yep, the 7th day in the month of November 2023. Like play. November don't they drop, body they go. So if you think, say, you still get time before 31st of December, maybe make you sit down, rethink come again. Just have a rethink about it. Okay, so, but I'm not here to pressure you. I know we say I just won't put any kind of pressure on you, but I just want to tell you, say, time, you just they go your own. You just they go on your own. So you know the way for anybody. So let's be up and doing. All right, yes, my name is Rose Yusuf Kaiser, and I'm super excited to be with you today on the program Panorama, where we have women, ladies from different geopolitical zones coming together to talk about tropical issues, dissecting it, disagreeing, and all of that on topical issues. Okay, that's what we do on Panorama, that comes to you Mondays through Fridays from 9 to 10 a.m. All right, so of course, to be a part of the program, you can dial 07000 917 917. You can also send a text or a WhatsApp message to 070 317 56537. All right, so you can also follow us up on all our social media platforms and send in your contributions on Facebook, Instagram, X, and of course YouTube at WFM 917. You can log on to our website www.wfm917.com, or you can download our mobile app WFM 917, and you get to listen to us from any parts of the world that you find yourself. We're always there with you. Okay, so yes, of course, you're tuning to Women Radio WFM 91.7. All right, so on Panorama today we have a couple of stories to go through with you, but first off, good morning, Buki Femi Ajala. I'm excited that you're here with us today, and super excited once again because you feel much better today to be with us. Good morning, Buki. Thank you for joining us.
Oh, yes. Thank you so much. Good morning, Panorama. Yes, I feel much better, when your throat hurts.
I can imagine.
It's not able entirely. But lessons learned, I was at a training and somehow I sat directly before in front of the fan. I didn't think so much about it until I woke up in the morning and I realized that all the dust actually entered.
Oh.
So lessons learned, so that's just, but I'm fine, and I want to thank God. God is good.
All right.
I want to say good morning.
Good morning. Good to have you. All right. Good morning, Ibinabo Dixon. Thank you for joining us once again on Panorama this morning.
Yeah, good morning, Rose Girlie. Good morning, Buki F. It's good to have you back. It's good to reclaim your throat back.
I like that part. It's gonna reclaim your throat back.
Somebody wanted to take our throat. She said, "For where? Whose side?" Nobody's taking. And also, I want to say very warm hello to all our valued listeners. It's always great to know that they are out there listening. Thank you. It's good to be here. And I want to quickly say to all those couch potatoes, move your body. When Rose was talking about time and all that, and I told myself, okay, yeah, I like the angle you take it to, and what came to mind was couch potatoes, because you see some people, because they work from home, they are always too relaxed. They don't even try to move about and everything. And at the end of the day, you know how you be now. You can't become couch yourself. You can't I know they move anything. Please move your body. Your body needs to be moved. That's why God gave us 2 legs to walk about. Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much for that. Will I say subtle shade now, subtle warning? Anyway. Thank you very much, Ibinabo, for coming on this morning. So let's just get on straight to it. So, but before we look at the stories we have today, yesterday, Ibinabo, we had the story of Grace while we're talking about the domestic violence of the lady that lost her life, due to the domestic violence she was facing in her home, and she was told severally to leave, but she said because of her children and all of that. And of course that brought up a lot of reactions, and we had Grace who called in, and we also asked her to send a message to us so that we can get the numbers across to her, the domestic and sexual violence agency number. I was able to get the numbers that you could just, have a direct contact with them and have them get to you. But Grace has not sent any message up till now. So I'm actually saying this because I'm hoping that she will still send a message. Now, Binabo, it was amazing to know that we've gotten 2 messages so far, even outside Grace. Yes, just this morning I came in. The first one I told you about yesterday, about a lady who sent in a message. But for today's own, I just came into the studio this morning, checked our phones, and then I saw a text from, I want to believe it's a young girl, because she said, please help me. My dad is maltreating my mom and us too. We need help. So you can imagine how far this actually goes to even affect the children that you would say you want to stay for.
It's very unfortunate that we have situations like this, because you see, if you truly love your children, there are some things you wouldn't do in the house. Like, growing up, I used to wonder, it never even occurred to me that parents do quarrel, you understand, because I never saw one, never experienced one until a particular day. I was coming back from school, and as I was just I was in the living room. Let me see who is in the house. I'd already seen my sister, and getting close to my parents' room, I was hearing So inquisitive. I became very inquisitive. So I practically eavesdropped on them. Afterwards, I was very, very close to my dad. So it was when I accused afterwards. I said, you, because we used to call my mother. I used to call my mother sister. Until I knew that no, not your sister, I am
your mom.
So I said, what was you were fighting with sister? And immediately my father's face dropped. I didn't allow them. I had to question. I talked about it until they had to give me the reason. You understand? Because it was strange. I knew that I used to hear it from other neighbors and everything, but it never happened in my family. Not knowing that it's in the shell, but then they hide them from us. You understand? But God catch them that day. Let me catch them. You understand? So sometimes there's some things going on in the family, but because you don't want to confuse your children, because you don't want to put this fear of tomorrow in them, so you take it away from them. So the girl that called in, I just hope that she will do something. Do it discreetly, because this guy, Papa, it will descend on you. So if there's a way she can do it discreetly and get in contact with these relevant people, and then tell them so that they too can come up and not make it known that it shouldn't be made known that it was that girl that reported the whole situation they are having in the house. Parents, spare your children from all of this headache. And I want to say kudos, Grace. Apart from the woman who called, another woman. Most of the callers yesterday were men.
Yes.
They were vehemently against domestic violence. So I want to give them a shout out, because it's always very encouraging when we have such men who are on the side of what is right, because society, to a large extent, is not really on the side of the
women.
Yes, they tell you, maybe she has been this, and maybe she doesn't respect her husband. Maybe they'll just give all of the excuses. The ones they are not even sure, they will just reel them out, judging the woman before even hearing a word from her. So I want to say well done to those men, and I want to say keep it up, and please, all of your friends, your siblings, your neighbors, let them know that this is wrong. If you truly love a woman, you don't settle your score by beating her up. She's not an animal. Even your child shouldn't be beaten up like that. But it's so you just see that the man will just lock up everywhere, top up the volume of his music system, so that nobody would hear, and then he would descend on his wife. I mean, that was the height of wickedness. So thank you to all those men, and keep it up.
All right. Thank you so much, Ibinabo Dixon. Buki, I don't know if you want to say something before we move on to what we have today, because I'm sure that you also saw the story and you must have seen or heard of cases like this too.
Yeah, I mean, Vinava has said quite a lot. Let's just align with that. I mean, a word they say is enough for the wise.
All right, thank you so much, Buki. So, Grace, please, if you're listening, do well to send a text to 070 317 56537. That is a number to send a text to. All right, and I'll definitely give you the numbers that you can contact to help you out. All right, so let's move on to what we have today. Now, this was actually supposed to be part of our stories for yesterday, but, the case of domestic violence just took over it. Now, our kids are in school, and when they wake up in the morning, we give them their bath and we take them over to school. We just want to see them coming back the way they went to school. Okay, but that was not the case for this particular pupil who left his mother's house, or his parents' house rather, went to school and came back with a swollen eye. Now, the swollen eye is not from, say, he had a fight with, his fellow pupils, or, the other students in the classroom, or had a major fight with one of the students in school. Now, this swollen eye was allegedly, or rather, this stolen eye was gotten from a school teacher allegedly brutalizing this boy, or rather beating him up to the extent that he had a swollen eye. And he came back home, and the mother, started shouting and was not taking it easy, went back to the school, trying to make noise. Let me not say noise because it might sound, but she was, trying to talk about the issue in school, and a lot of things transpired there. But why this actually come up to why this is up here is because how far do we expect teachers to go in terms of correcting children? All right, and even us as parents too, who have kids who go to school, how far do we go in terms of reacting to this? Because I knew there was a time that when you go to school and you come back maybe with one sign of beating, maybe they beat you and then you see your skin is a bit swollen and all of that, you come back home and the first thing my parents will ask me is, what did you do? What did you do? You should say you didn't do anything. Or why did your teacher have to go this far? What did you do? What did you and your friends do? Now, when they hear your own story, they go to school and try to find out, even before they start raising dust, on the issue and all of that. So how far do we go in terms of looking out for our own kids when they go to school, or when the teachers try to correct them in a certain way that we do not accept? And then we come back and we're trying to do all the things necessary, all in our minds. In our minds, it's just that we are protecting our children, because some people will say, oh, na me born and na me know the pain where I go through, so how are you going to do my picking like this? But the teacher would tell you, I have to discipline this child. But how far does the discipline of a teacher go? Because this boy now has come back with a swollen eye, and the mother is not taking it at all. All right, and we've heard of different cases or other cases where you see parents going to school to fight the teachers or fight the principal because of what the teachers have done to the students when they get back home. So, Buki, let me start with you on this. What's your thoughts on how far a teacher could go in terms of correcting a child, and how far our reactions can also go in terms of protecting our children when it comes to school?
Okay, so let me put it this way, that a lot of things have changed. In the days of, like you mentioned, in the days of our fathers, and even in our own days, because we had teachers that understood their role as teachers, they understand their role as shapers, they mold the mind. So they were able to strike a balance. They were able to strike a balance. They were able to strike a balance when it comes to using the rod of correction, when they use the cane, or they tell you to go and do corporal punishment, go and weed the grass and things like that. By the time you weed the grass, your hand will be paining you and all. So for them, it was more like, when you go through this, you go through pain, and that pain will cause you to know that what you have done is wrong, and you will not do it again. Because if you want to do it again, you will remember that pain, and there was a little bit of, there was not that a little bit, there was sanity at that time. But looking at what we have right now in terms of what the society is, a lot has changed. We cannot go back and believe that all the teachers are same. Some teachers moved into this teaching profession because they needed a salary. So it's not about, oh, I want to mold a life. I'm called to this profession to see that this human being that has been placed in my hand, I want the best out of that person. And if I need to discipline this person, I will do it, but there will be a balance. There will be a balance. So the balance is the fact that a lot of teachers now, they beat and they injure, and they cause more pain. More like, if you want to say you are traumatizing, I know that word has been used over and over, but that is what it is. When you beat somebody and it has affected the eye, God help if that eye does not get repaired as we want. So the boy will always remember that it was my teacher that did it. And many a times, when you even look at the reason why this was done, many times it's frivolous. You are just being emotionally worked up as a teacher, and that is because you don't even understand the profession you are doing. You are only there to earn a salary. Many, teachers will know when to draw the line, when to call discipline in terms of word, the use of word, and then of course to know when they use the cane, and then of course even when they want to use the cane, they don't go beating at sensitive parts. That's why, if when they want to beat, they will tell you to stretch your hand, and when you are landing the cane, you are landing the cane on the palm, or on your buttocks, on your leg. No good teacher will beat you to the extent that that thing will land on your face, because they know these things are sensitive. So for me, they need to look at, even if people pick up teaching job because they need a salary.
Yeah.
I think there has to be a reorientation and a refresher course. Educationist is here, so that you get to know how to go about these things. We don't want to injure people and cause people's eye or whatever it is. The other day we talked about a story that the teacher was beat the person to death. On what basis? On what basis? Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Buki, for your input on that. All right, this is Women Radio WFM 91.7, 26 minutes after 9. You can call us up on 07000 917 917 to be a part of the program, or send a text or a WhatsApp message to 070 317 56537. All right, Binabo, I'll come to you now. As an educationist, when the story actually broke out and a lot of people saw the video, now there were a lot of reactions saying that, oh, the teacher should be arrested, the teacher that did this should be arrested, and all of that. As an educationist now, for somebody who has been in this field, do you think the teacher went too far? Because the boy is with a swollen eye right now. Do you think that this went too far? And so far, this is not the first of this kind of stories we're hearing. So where did we get it wrong, or what is actually going on?
Thank you very much, Rose. Rose, let me not add a girlie. That's very private. Okay, so firstly, we need to understand one thing, and that is we have some basic values that are expected of a teacher. You know, someone wrote that, you talk about dignity, you talk about fairness, you talk about responsibility, you talk about freedom. If we need to start breaking this down, it will take a lot of time. But what am I trying to say here? As a teacher, if you go to the teachers training colleges, there are courses that has to do with that is affiliated to psychology. So if you are going to, like Buki said, and we have said it already, there are so many people who are teachers today. They were not trained to be teachers. Maybe they studied other courses because of lack of job and they needed to do something. They just get crashed into teaching. Teachers are trained to see beyond the child they are looking at. When a child, that is why as a pupil, if you are lying to your teacher already would have known that you are lying because they are trained. That is not to say that irrespective of the fact that you are trained to understand the unspoken words of your pupils, it doesn't mean that some teachers wouldn't just, commit this aberration because of who they are. When you see, that is why you see in some schools, irrespective of your qualification, they will not allow you to handle nursery or junior primary schools because you don't have the mental capacity or ability to teach them and to understand them. Because you can't bring a teacher, maybe somebody who used to teach in a secondary school and then again probably lost his job or a job, and then the next place to get a job is in a nursery primary school. That is a disaster. Because this person would not be patient to listen and understand and interpret what is going on with this child. And at the end of the day, you get issues like what we are talking about now. And having said that, there are people who are professionals when it comes to transfer of aggression. And as a teacher, you are trained to contain whatever it is that is disturbing you in your house or on your way to school. Somebody just got on your last nerve. As you are approaching the school, you keep it at the bottom. It shouldn't surface. It shouldn't come to the surface. It shouldn't be part of what would inform your reaction or actions in the school. But you see, because of the way the economy is and everything, so people are even, some school owners would just want to employ you because of the tiny little bit of money they will pay you and you are going to accept it. So so many things are wrong. Too many wrongs when it comes to the school system. The government is doing its own. Some school owners are doing it, but we have some schools where the standard still exists. So for me, if I were the Commissioner for Education or the Minister for Education, I would take the responsibility must be borne by the school owner. Because it is in your place. See, every morning, that is why in schools, every morning or a particular hour of the day, close time or before school hours, the school administrator would have a brief meeting with the teachers, some sort of a reminder. You know what? There are some schools that when you hear them pay so much, you say, what are they teaching? Are they breaking their head to put this in? It's because they have engaged the services of some professionals, so that stories like this will never come out of that school. For me, apart from making sure that this man is, punished commensurably, the school owner should be called to be questioned. How come you have such a teacher in your school? A teacher who does not know when to draw the line when dealing with a minor. When you say a minor, we have minors in minors. I mean, these are toddlers. These are little children. You go to some schools, Rose. And am I talking about schools? I'm talking about crutches. People, just because they have the money, they just float a crutch. And you go to the place, it's beautiful, it's very clean. But the people who are supposed to take care of the children are so impatient. They are easily irritated. If you have that nature, you shouldn't find yourself
in schools.
Because, okay, for instance, so like for me, for some time in so many years ago, I used to be easily irritated. So why would I want to run a crutch? Because these children will poop, and we need to clean them up and do it well. And don't take it out on the child, because it is a natural thing to do once you have eaten. And there's pressure. So there are some people who are easily irritated, and they will come and request, apply for this job, and they will be given the job, and they are not asked the right questions.
Okay.
So there are so many things wrong. For me, the proprietors of the school should be held responsible, because leadership is a lot. It's not just about having the money and owning a school. You have to take responsibility for everything, and that should be treated. And everything about that eye, the responsibility is upon the school owner. Whatever she's going to do with the teacher is on one side, but firstly, they should face
the
that
school owner.
Take care of him.
Okay. All right. We hear you, Binabo. Thank you so much for your input in this as an educationist. Thank you so much. Now, I just hope that we get to do the right things, because you mentioned crutch. Oh my goodness. If you want to see the kind of things that are happening in crutches, you'll be tempted to probably just carry your baby up and down and don't even drop it for anybody. That's not to say that there are not other good crutches who take care of the little ones that they get to keep in their care. But okay, because it's almost as if any 2-bedroom apartment you see, one room they've turned it into crutch. You go to the next compound, there's a crutch there, because everybody's just trying to see how to make money. So let's be very watchful and careful with that. All right, this is Women Radio WFM 91.7, and the number to be a part of the program this morning is 07000 917 917. Send a text or a WhatsApp message to 070 317 56537. All right, so I just hope that we get to do the right things. My name is Rose Yusuf Kaisa, and of course, this is the program Panorama. We have Buki Femi Ajala with us and Ibinabo Dixon. We were trying to look at different stories this morning and trying to bring out the lessons from the stories that would help you and will help myself. All right, all of us to be better people. Okay, so let's move on to the next story we have this morning. Now, this particular one is a report coming from Vanguard, and it says that more Nigerians sell off cars to feed family. Now, the report is about, how people used to have cars, or, buying cars and as achievements. Now, to an extent, you get to see celebrations when you hear that, one member of your family has bought a car. In fact, a lot of the family members who are around will come around, buy drinks, and would want to celebrate for that particular member of the family buying a car. All right, but as it is right now, the situation of things we have in the country, presently, you have people who own cars, and sometimes they turn and look at these cars like, are you this car, this one you are here in my compound, are you actually serving me, or should I serve you because should I sell you out because I need to feed? Let's pick this call. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. You're connected. All right, do you want to call us back? 07000 So, we have people who have cars right now or a car in their compound and they're looking at the car like, we have not eaten, no. My family have not eaten, and you're just lying down here. What is your use right now? After all, I can always use public transport. So let me just go ahead and sell you off, and then the money I can use it for other things. But ordinarily, if things were good, if the economy was good, that option would not even come up at all. Now, I know of some family members who have said without times down number that this car that they're looking at, they need to sell it because there are other pressing needs that they need to solve. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Hi, good morning. Where are you calling from?
My name is Adenike from Ibafu.
Adenike from Ibafu. Go ahead, let's hear Adenike. You're welcome.
Concerning the boy that was being beaten, I just love the way they address this thing.
Okay.
But my own is, why would a teacher go to an extreme, beating such a student like that? It's not supposed to be done. And with teachers, they don't really know how to handle the students. But you see some teachers doing what they are not supposed to do. They'll be beating them. Hey, you did not bring this. You did not bring. I'm going to beat you this. So we just have to take care. We just have to take care of them just like our own children. Because if you think you are taking care of them like they are another child, they are another people's child, then you not look at them in a normal way. Because if you look at them as your own child, you're like, okay, this is where I can treat my child. Then I should also treat another person's child the same way.
Okay.
So
you're a teacher,
that's what I can say.
You're a teacher?
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Adenike. She didn't hear the question, so I want to believe from her comment that she's a teacher, and I'm really happy to hear, a teacher calling in and giving us a comment on this. So thank you very much, Adenike, for calling. All right, so back to the second story. Let me start with you, Ibinabo. Have you seen some people's cars and be like, this person, sure, go just sell this car like this so that you could get within you suppose get for hand, make your family see chop. Just a minute, please. Hello, good morning. All right, do you want to call us back? 07000 917 All right, Ibinabo, go ahead. Let's get your thoughts on what our economy is turning into and how people are actually forced or put in that position to sell off properties just to feed.
You see, it's even worse now. It has been, even while we had the immediate past president, some people were actually, when they are going to work, they will just pick up some passengers to make up for the expensive of the fuel. When they are coming back home, they do the same thing. The economy is not funny. You realize that, like someone said, now your car they drive you. I mean, they drive the car.
Drive the car. Abi.
Who is driving you? Are you driving your car? Your car is driving you. You understand? So people are exhausted mentally, physically, emotionally, name it. And people are living a burned out life. People are so stressed. So you look at yourself that, okay, I have some money with me and we are hungry in the house. If we spend this money, and then don't forget, you have to fuel your car. On fueling your car, you know what car does sometimes is to just break down as if now wish send a message, may it can't disturb you. So by the time the auto mechanics will bring their own wahala too. The car has one problem, they will include 10 problems just to, make therefore collect money from your pocket. So all of these problems, you look at the economy, you look at everything, and you tell yourself, oh boy, may I sell this car? But the truth of the matter is, when you sell that car, do you sell it to feed or you sell it to invest in something? Because when you sell your car and then you begin to use the proceeds to buy food items and everything, one day you go chop and finish.
You could finish.
What else are you going to sell? So when people sell their cars, what I would love to tell them is, okay, if you have come to a conclusion that this car must be sold, no problem, maybe you get them. But that money, don't just go and stack it somewhere and be taking out of it to eat. You need to invest it in something, no matter how small, so that thing will be bringing small money while you are feeding. That thing is bringing returns to you, because at the end of the day, when you are done eating the money from the sale of the car, then what next? And this is an opportunity to appeal to our leaders. Our leaders I've always said, they are out of sync with our realities. Our economic realities are very far away from the thoughts of our leaders. Why am I saying this? While Nigerians are selling their cars to survive, our leaders are buying brand new SUVs to the tune of billions of naira. And then they are given reasons for doing that. You see, it takes a person who identifies with your problem to know the right solution to prefer. When a person is just very aloof and he just view your problem from afar and is assuming, okay, I think I should do this, okay, I think. If you are thinking and you are okay and you are thinking, you can never come up with the right solution. So, because what do? We have to plead with them. We have to talk to their conscience that, please, the economy it has dealt enough blows to people. They're not going to kill us, finish.
They're not suffocate us.
Good, you understand?
Yeah.
Because they're really standing on our neck. So I just plead with them that, the rule book on economic recovery should be all encompassing.
Okay.
Not that some people are the ones that will make the sacrifice. Some other ones are going to be enjoying because they are going to do some oversight function. I beg, who are you doing it for? Now for us. So if you are really for us, you cannot be against us. So because you are for us, you must identify with our problems and swim the river with us and lead us aright. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ibinabo. Identify with our problems too. All right, thank you so much, Ibinabo, for that. Buki, let's hear your thoughts on this.
Yeah. If you look at what is happening in the advanced country where we value human lives, their standard of living, and bring it down to transportation. If you need a car, they are more like, okay, your income is very high. Even if you have good jobs, some will soon prefer to park their cars, and enter the public transport because, one, it's cheaper, it's safe, and it has its own status. You understand? It has its own status, unlike what we have here in Nigeria, and that's where I am going. Binabo had mentioned, all the fundamentals. Why do you have a car that it's a liability? It's no longer an asset to you. It's a liability where you put fuel for 5,000 before and it takes you for 2 weeks. Now even the 5K is just for 2 days, and it's not that the income is rising, so you need to say, you know what, let me just face reality. But then, even when you want to face reality, so this is where government now has to come in, to create the environment, and the policy around it, that even when you want to take the public transport, are they comfortable, for a human being? Look at our vehicles, the buses we use. They're not really fit. That's the honest truth. But because that is what we have to make do with it. But should that be it? So totally, I agree with what Ibnabo has said, that even when you are selling, that money should be used to generate an income, because if you don't, the money will finish. So what next? Next, it's a. I understand when people say, I need money, and this car I need to sell it off. Possibly, maybe the car had been giving them issues before, and they've been managing it. But now the reality has come that why must I even be managing this thing? You understand? Mechanic will drop his own fuel, So why don't I just sell this thing off? But as much as we are appealing, it's difficult. Let's face it. When there's a pressing need and all that, it's an issue to say, what can I use this money, to generate? Like I said, at times the situation can be really bad, and that you just say, let me sell this to pay off this thing and all that. But as much as possible, can it generate something, no matter even how small, to add to it? But hey, the decision is yours. You are the one who is wearing the shoes. You know where the shoe is pinching. But I just want to call the government, to begin to look at these things. Many people travel and they don't need a car. You enter into the public travel and it's comfortable. It's
get you to where you're going to.
Yeah, and it has this, in terms of standard of living, is good. It's not that you're in a bus that when it's raining, the water is draining into you, the seats are not comfortable. Most of the vehicles that they use, they're for goods. But meanwhile, in Nigeria, they have used it, they've patched it here, patched it there, so they need to look at that. Whereby it doesn't really matter if you take public transport or whatever. Once it takes you to your place and you are good to go with it, and then of course, thankfully, the rails are back. It was, I think it was this Saturday or so that they were, launching it or something, because I somebody did it, so, thankfully the rails are back. And I want to believe that also the alien companies will begin to look at, what kind of products, they need to bring into the system as well. Where, I was talking to somebody and he was saying that getting Uber now, in terms of the cost is high. We don't blame them, because they also have to make their money. So talking about all the alien companies, I want to believe that they need to also look at different products where you can actually carpool and things like that to make it cheaper, for people. At the end of the day, it's about taking you from one place to another place. But then your safety, and then, a little bit of comfort. Not that because I want to enter bus, if I don't let us just go there. You enter bus and it's your dress is torn. Don't let us go there. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Vicky, for giving us your thoughts on that. Life is actually, not easy. And at the end of the day, we're in a society where, the people that have it actually have it, and those that don't have it are actually trying to have it. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Oh, good morning to you too. All right. Thank you very much for calling. Well, let's just hope that things get better, because at the end of the day, I've seen a lot of families who have sold off some of their properties, if not all, just in a bid to feed or maybe pay school fees, or just to meet up with one need or the other. But at the end of the day, they'll still come back to square one. We're still coming back to you're just going through the same circle. So how do you break out of that circle? Because at the end of the day, you still need to feed again next month. You still need to pay the same thing next time. You still need to do the same things again. So how do you break out of that circle? How do you get yourself out of that and be able to, continue doing the things that you used to do without actually having to sell more? So at the end of the day, it's all about the decisions that you do. It's all about sitting down as a family to make the right decisions together. And as for some people that would just sit back and say, oh, I know what is good for my family, and then you go ahead to do it without even consulting for them. Not, you don't even want to know whether this is actually the best option to do, because I know sometimes one time my dad will call all of us and say, okay, for this month, this is it, and this is how I think we could go, and everybody will say, no, I agree with this, or no, I don't agree with it. So I mean, bringing families together and talking about these things will actually go a long way. All right, Buki, just give us your final words on this. Then Ibinabo, you also do the same, and then we'll wrap it up from there.
Okay, so a lot of things are happening in the world. A lot of things are happening in Nigeria. So you're not the only one, but the most important thing is to sit down to say, okay, what do I need to do? And you mentioned it, I mean, taking a clue from your dad. I think these are times that family meetings make more sense now, where particularly when your children can reason out with you. Don't say they are too small. I mean, to bring the family together and have a meaningful discussion on how things are and how things are going to be done in the house, and everybody contributes, and you'll be shocked that there could be some suggestions even from the children that you never thought about, because they are also seeing it. So I think that's paramount, that we need to do that, and more important. I know the youth might not like this, but hey, that's the truth. These are times that you just have to hang on God. That's the truth. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Buki. Binabo, let's have your final words.
Okay, thank you. I just want to tell everyone out there, even as you, not only your cars, whatever it is you are going to sell, don't forget that money go finish. What can you invest that little money in? Invest in something so that it will keep yielding, return gradually, so that at least it will last you for a longer period. And also, I want to plead with our leaders. You see, all of these bosses that they are bringing, yes, good. But like Buki said, you see, in other countries, in developed countries, my first experience so many years ago, I was in a public bus and I saw these ladies well dressed, looking very, very. It's like, I'm used to the Nigerian system. It's like, what are they doing in a public bus? But over the years, I realized that, yes, this is it. I mean, the buses are clean and everything, so you don't always have to go out with your car. But again, I want to appeal to all of us. I beg, if I enter public bus, they decent. People who enter this. There was a time I was in one of these a BRT bus, and the person sitting right directly in front of me was playing around with the leather of the seat and other little things attached to the bus. By the time I couldn't take it again, I said, "Excuse me, what are you doing?" I know that yes, I stepped on that toe, but I don't think my own. Let's be.
All right, Binabo.
All right, thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Binabo Dixon, for being a part of Panorama today.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
All right, thank you too, Buki. Thank you so much, Buki Femi Angela. All right, so that's the much we can take this morning on the program Panorama. Join us again tomorrow at 9, where we'll bring you different stories also with different women from the geopolitical zones we have to dissect and, of course, disagree on, topical issues. My name is Rose Yusuf Kaiser. Do stay tuned to Women Radio. Coming up at 10 is Radio Doctor. Good morning.
WFM 91.7.